Jax isn't here. I'm actually here to see you, Carly. I'm not really interested in anything you have to say.
Sonny can't bear to lose another child. I'm here to ask you to drop your plans of taking Morgan away from his father.
I don't want to hear excuses, Diane. Can you take care of this or not?
What you are asking me to do is technically legal. It is also extremely ill-advised.
No matter how hard this is, I am not going to let Carly take away my children. I'm going to make my own plans for their future.
Then one of my other patients called that same afternoon to tell me about it.
I just started the vlog a week ago.
I know, and you are already the latest must-see internet craze. Four of my patients now consider themselves your biggest fans. You know that, right?
Stop it.
Yeah.
I do not have fans.
You totally
No.
do. Mrs. Solomon told me that it's like you're reading her mind, speaking for all pregnant women when they talk about the miseries of carrying a child.
Okay, wait, miseries? Now, I know you had a little problem with the morning sickness, but I didn't think you hated being pregnant this much.
I don't. That wasn't what I was saying at all.
Crimson, please hold. Crimson, please hold. Crimson, thank you for holding. This is Maxie. How can I help you? Oh, Clarice, thank you for getting back to me so quickly. I need the revised numbers because Kate wants to look over them before the conference call, but Lulu didn't bother to show up for work this morning, and I have no idea where she put them. Do you have an extra copy?
Greetings, Maximisa. Did you
Okay, do you think that you could email them to me? You would really be saving my life. Oh, perfect, thank you. And the least I could do is call Federico and see if he could put you on the guest list for that new hot club in Soho. Of course he would. Any friend of mine is a friend of Federico's. Thank you so much. Bye.
Jacko means no disrespect. However, he feels it is his duty to inform Maximisa that she is wasted on this high-fashion huckster.
Crimson, how can I help you? Federico, I was just talking about you. That's so crazy.
Where's Lulu?
Hold on 1 second. I haven't seen Lulu all morning, but if she's not with you, that must mean she found some other guy to chase around.
Wait here. I'll go find Mr. Zakara for you.
Johnny, hey, I know we're supposed to meet up, but there's something I've decided to take care of first, so I will call you when I'm done.
Why did you tip off the feds last night? You should know better than making a move like that without my consent.
It's all in here. Spencer was costing us money, and he wasn't to be trusted.
I needed him to keep Lulu with Johnny.
Lulu is not going to keep your son in line, but Claudia will, because Johnny will do anything to save her life.
Lulu was a hell of a lot easier to control than my daughter, especially when Luke Spencer's freedom was at stake, but you had to go mess that up. You better pray that this girl sticks with Johnny anyway.
You had my father arrested, so if you think I'm gonna stay with Johnny, you can forget it.
Michael wouldn't have gotten shot if you hadn't taken him to the warehouse. He wouldn't be laying in a hospital bed right now, unable to move or speak, if Sonny hadn't pushed you out of the way instead of Michael. So don't come in my house and tell me what's best for my children when you started this whole nightmare to begin with.
You wanna hate me, Carly? Okay, it's fine. Don't punish Sonny by taking away his child. Morgan needs his father.
Morgan needs to be safe, Kate. Safe and loved, and that can't happen with Sonny.
But Carly, you knew the dangers and you chose to marry Sonny. You chose to have him adopt Michael. You chose to get pregnant and have Morgan, and those things cannot be changed.
No, they can't. Maybe they can't, okay? But I can't let that happen to Morgan. Michael's paying for my mistakes, and I have to do better for Morgan.
Morgan is as much Sonny's as he is yours, right? So can you find a way? Can you find a way to stop all this fighting and come to some sort of understanding for Morgan's best interest?
Giving up my rights to Michael and Morgan isn't going to keep them safe. The whole world already knows they're my children, so I don't understand why
I
everybody...
understand that. Listen to me. Try and see this from Carly's perspective. She's just had to put her oldest son in a permanent care facility. She's acting out of grief. She's not thinking clearly. And frankly, neither are you. Now, as your attorney, it is my advice that you refrain from any drastic measures. Give yourself some time to grieve, to process what has happened.
You're my attorney, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not my shrink. You get paid to do what I tell you to do, Diane.
As your attorney, I am paid to advise you, to warn you of any potentially negative consequences of your actions. Now, if you proceed with
I don't need a lecture right now, please, Diane. Draw up the damn papers.
Will do. As long as I am clear that you understand exactly what it is that you are asking me to do, because once I set this in motion, there is no going back.
You sure you want to do this?
I'm here, aren't I?
If I pressured you in any way, I apologize. I thought I could handle the situation, but she needs more help than I'm able to give her.
Why are we still standing here? Thank you.
Who are you?
Nadine Crowell.
She's here to help you.
I'm a nurse at General Hospital.
Well, I'm fine. I mean, it's just a flesh wound. You really didn't have to come all the way down here.
Well, as long as I'm here, might as well take a look. Let me see. How did this happen?
I'm accident prone.
Well, the wound is pretty deep. Good news is you started to clot.
What's the bad news?
Someone tried to kill you?
Look, I don't know how much Nick told you. No one else can know I'm here, okay?
I promised Nicholas I wouldn't say anything. And I won't.
You're welcome to wait, but Lulu comes in late almost every morning when she bothers to come in at all. The only reason she took this job was to piss me off. She clearly has no interest in fashion or the fact that Kate needs some figures pulled for a conference call that happens to be in less than an hour.
I just got a message from Lulu, and I have a pretty good idea where she is. If you can cover for her, I'd really appreciate it.
I would love to help you with anything that you need. But I think what's best for everyone is that Kate just fire Lulu and put her out of her misery.
Your misery?
Okay, despite the extensive friction between the clashing blonde ones, the Jackal is most confident that Maximista's kind, yet well-hidden soul will move her to cover for fair Lulu in this her hour of need.
What about my needs. Why should I do all the work and get nothing in return?
If you cover for Lulu, I'll owe you a favor. Anytime, no questions asked.
I think you got yourself a deal.
The Jackal is most confused. I thought if Maximilia's so enamored with the debonair designer, why is she so flirtatious with the mob prince?
Because Johnny is smoking hot, not to mention insanely rich, and I think that, yeah, it is about time that I take something else away from Lulu.
I did everything you asked. I made Johnny happy, pretended to love him, all to keep my dad out of prison, but you decided to go to the cops anyway, so you're gonna have to find somebody else to work your son. I'm done.
That probably would be best for you.
You may want to rethink that.
Really? What part of I'm done don't you understand?
Girlie, you don't come into my house and tell me what's going on. I make the rules. You don't follow them, your family pays the price.
Well, my dad's already skipped out of town, so there's nothing else you can do to him.
You will stay with my son. You will convince Johnny that you love him, and you will keep him happy. And if you don't, I will see to it that your brother, the cop, dies. Maybe in the line of duty, because then he could be buried with all the bells and whistles, the flag over the casket, and the speeches by the commissioner and the mayor, and a 21-gun salute. It would be a funeral for a real hero.
Don't you dare hurt Lucky.
You hurt Johnny, and I'll have to. Are we clear?
She's just like her father. Unpredictable. Why are you giving yourself a headache? Take her out now.
It's too late. Johnny's already attached. Whatever my son wants, he gets. Until I decide different, not you.
I don't want Morgan anywhere near his father. When one of Sonny's enemies tries to take him out, Kate.
You know, Carly, I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. I told myself that you were in shock and you were grieving and you needed time, but it's becoming more and more apparent it's not about what's in Morgan's best interest. You blame Sonny and you want to punish him.
Why would I want to punish him? What's that going to do? Is it going to bring Michael back? Mm-mm. He's still going to be in a coma, trapped in his body, unable to get out, Kate, so...
And Sonny is grieving the same way you are, Carly. What I don't understand is why you would want to add to that by taking away his other son.
Okay. All right. I get that it's breaking your heart to see Sonny all torn up. But I think your concern is misplaced. Because once Sonny's done crying and swearing that everything is going to change, he will go back to business as usual. And when he does, he's not going to want one reminder of the night Michael was shot. You will be replaced by another woman. I don't really care. I don't give a damn about what Sonny does with his life or who he chooses to share it with, as long as Morgan isn't a part of it. Get the hell out of my house.
Take some time and think about this. Consider all your options before you rush headlong into anything.
I know what I'm doing.
Well, I hope so. Because once the paperwork is filed, you won't be able to change your mind.
We cannot go back to the way things were, Diane. Not after what happened to Michael. Giving up Morgan is not gonna keep him safe. My enemies already know that he's my child. He's gonna be confused, and he's gonna feel abandoned. He's too young to understand why Michael had to go away. If I disappear now, right?
he's gonna think that he did something wrong. I don't want my little boy thinking any of this was his fault.
Here's a novel thought. Why don't you try telling all of this to Carly before you rush into an irrevocable legal action?
Diane, do you not think that I've already tried talking to Carly? She doesn't listen. She's too angry. I gotta do what I think is right.
But you seem convinced that this is the only way to keep your family safe. Have you even considered the impact that this decision will have on your life?
When I first found out I was pregnant, I had no idea what to expect. I just knew that all of a sudden my body wasn't mine anymore. There was this little being inside dictating everything that I did, what to eat, when to pee. And I started this vlog as a way to reach out to other mothers, to share my own experiences, but also get some advice on how to deal with my pregnancy.
All of my patients who have watched love that Robin just tells it like it is. You know, all the little frustrations and the big ones, including you.
Well, your patients must be browsing another blog or misunderstanding mine. Because so far, my experience has been awe-inspiring and positive for the most part. And if I've mentioned you at all, it was just in passing, as in my baby's father, yada, yada, yada.
Dr. Scorpio, the lab has some questions about blood work you ordered.
What's Robin saying about me?
Oh, no. Trust me, you don't want to know.
How is she?
There's no sign of infection. She could still use some stitches, though.
She's sitting right here. Am I gonna make it without him?
As long as you stay off your feet and get plenty of rest.
What about, like, antibiotics or...
Course is generally recommended, but she can't get a prescription without seeing a doctor.
That's not an option.
So your best case is to keep it clean and try not to move around too much. So no tossing or turning or bouncing.
Bouncing?
Just don't do anything that would aggravate the wound.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could help.
You know, you could help a lot more if you forgot that you ever saw me here.
She's given me her word. You can trust her, okay? Not trust her. Hey, I'll see you out.
Is this your room? The one you shared with Emily?
Greetings. The Jackal received your most urgent message and has responded post-haste, but is still uncertain as to what the nature of your distress is.
I need to find Jax as soon as possible. It's an emergency.
Does the Valkyrie believe that her White Knight was abducted by unidentified minions of darkness? If so, Stone Cold should be alerted immediately.
No. Jax is gone because of me. Because I wanted to go with Sonny alone to take Michael to Manhattan, and Jax offered to follow, but I wouldn't let him, which is totally stupid. And I don't know why I thought for 1 minute that Sonny would be reasonable and unselfish and sign his rights to Morgan away. I mean, I should have known this was going to happen.
I'm sorry, that your White Knight in Aussie armor would lose his bearings on the way back from Michael's new facility?
No. He never went. That's the problem. He wanted to go, but I told him no, and I pushed him away, and now he thinks I don't need him. Which is untrue, because right now I need him more than ever.
If you go through with this decision, it's going to affect a heck of a lot more than just your relationship with Carly. You are going to have to make some fundamental changes in the way you live your life.
Enough with the warning, Diane. Just drop the papers. Thank you.
Fine. I'll have a draft ready for your approval tomorrow.
Boss has been in a terrible mood all morning. I hope he didn't come down too hard on you.
Well, your concern is very sweet, Max, but I am more than capable of handling Sonny and his dreadful temper. And heaven knows I've had enough practice lately with him appointing himself keeper of my personal life, dictating who and what I'm allowed to do.
You know, I don't care what the boss says. If I want to see you, I'm gonna.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. It would be a shame to let Sonny ruin all of our fun.
You know, you were right, Miss Miller. It was time for me to man up.
I'm so glad to hear that, Max.
You want to get away with me this weekend? Please, excuse me. Can I help you?
I need to speak with Sonny.
Hey, boss, Johnny Zakar is here to see you. Let him in. Come on in.
What do you want?
Sister's been missing since last night.
Is this where you try to kill me again?
Robin is saying stuff about me on the internet. I have a right to know, so just... What's the link?
No, this is a really bad idea.
Dr. Lee, just put the blog up. I want to see for myself.
Fine. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Okay.
Hi, it's me, Robin. Welcome back. For those of you who are stumbling across my vlog for the first time, allow me to explain. I am currently in my second trimester, and I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I mean, don't get me wrong, I knew that pregnancy was going to be very difficult, but besides my swollen ankles and my aching back, and let's not forget the morning sickness, what's more difficult is dealing with the father of my child. Right? I mean, while some men embrace fatherhood and they build cribs and paint the nursery, the father of my child is so worried that being a daddy is going to put a cramp into his style, so he reverts back to adolescence periodically, as if somehow acting like a teenager is going to change the fact that there is a baby coming.
Hey! What are you doing?
No. You'll thank me later. It only gets worse.
Page Dr. Scorpio, stat.
What's the emergency?
You are the emergency, trashing me on the internet.
What are you talking
Robin,
about?
I saw the blog. You're using this to paint me as an uncaring, selfish jerk. Now every pregnant woman in the world is going to be hunting me down with knives and pitchforks.
Don't you think you're overreacting just a little bit?
Okay. Okay, we'll see how you react when it happens to you.
So, this weekend getaway that you mentioned, what'd you have in mind?
Well, my buddy's got a cabin up in Grotsville. I mean, he fixed it up real nice. It's got an outdoor sink and everything. You know, so you can clean the fish before you cook them. Well, you know, not that you want to go fishing. It was just an idea. It was a stupid one. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I would love to savor the bucolic pleasure of fishing with you. Or even just a weekend alone with you. When do we leave?
I didn't have Claudia last time you thought I did. What makes you think I have her now?
No one's seen her since last night.
Why is that my problem?
If I find out you had anything to do with hurting my sister. Yeah.
John, it's me.
Where are you?
Oh, well. I'm fine. I just wanted to call and let you know that I was okay and that you don't have to worry, okay?
What happened?
I will tell you about it later. I just didn't want you to worry and I wanted you to know that I love you.
It goes both ways.
Did you find your sister?
Lucky for you, she's okay.
Your family's gonna be somebody else's problem to solve now.
How long is it gonna take?
The Jackal is accessing the White Knight's accounts as we speak, looking for any sort of recent expenditures that can pinpoint his location or at least ascertain his chosen path of flight. While we're waiting for the required data to be collected, might the Jackal ask a question?
What do you want to know?
What did the Valkyrie mean by Mr. Sir signing over Little Morgan?
I asked Sonny to give up his paternal rights to Michael and Morgan. And Jax had the papers drawn up before we put Michael in the permanent care facility.
Is the Valkyrie pursuing this painful objective to gratify her hard-to-find husband?
No. No. It was Jack's idea, but it was my decision to pursue it. Sonny's life is dangerous. I don't want Morgan around him.
Mr. Sir's reluctance is understandable.
Yeah. Well, Michael was shot because he was standing next to Sonny. And I can't lose Morgan.
Success. It appears your White Knight is on a sojourn to Rome.
Jax is in Italy.
Yeah, his private jet landed about 2 hours ago. He sought lodging near the Piazza della Repubblica. I mean, I can find an exact address if you'd like.
No. No, don't bother. There's only one person he could be visiting in Rome. I'm not going to drag him back if he doesn't want to come home.
Where's Nurse Betty?
She had to get back to the hospital.
Yeah, couldn't wait to tell her friends, huh?
No, she would never breathe a word about you staying here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
She didn't seem very happy about it.
Nadina's proven herself a trustworthy friend. If she makes a promise, it'll be kept.
She wants to be a lot more than friends with you, trust me.
She knows I'm still grieving over my fiancé.
Yeah, well, once you've had time to grieve, Nurse Nadine is going to be the first in line to mend your broken heart.
Well, she also knows that I would never love anyone but Emily.
Never?
Never.
Never's a long time. I mean, a guy like you,
Look, you don't...
must get lonely.
You don't know me, Claudia. You don't know what I felt for her. Or the life that we had was ripped away from us.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. What about Claudia? Have you heard from her?
Yeah, she's someplace safe.
Jeez, okay, good. I know that you were worried about her.
I'm worried about you, too. I got your message. I figured you came here to see my father.
Well, I thought I had to tell him something or he would be suspicious, so I thought if I told him that the deal was over, that, buy us some time.
Okay, just remember, he needs you as leverage. Okay, he's not gonna let you get off that easily. What's he threatening you with this time?
Said if I didn't make you happy, that my brother would die in the line of duty.
I'm not gonna let that happen. Okay, as long as we're together, he's gonna be fine. My father has to believe this was his idea, otherwise you or your family could get hurt.
Yeah, better me than lucky. I'm not gonna let anything happen to him.
It won't. I just have to get enough evidence to gladly turn my father in and testify against him.
And we'll both be free.
Have you heard from Giselle?
She is stuck in another meeting and needs to push the call back an hour.
Oh, great. Doesn't matter whether it's convenient for me.
Well, I could reschedule.
No, I want to get it over with. I'll use the time to prepare. Where's Lulu?
She's running errands.
And the numbers I asked for?
I printed them out this morning along with copies of the production schedule and advertising budget.
Very responsible. Thank you, Max. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Do you have a moment? Of course. Buzz me when Giselle finally gets around to calling. After you. Yep. So, what can I do for you?
Well, I have been invited by a gentleman friend for a weekend in the country, and I have absolutely nothing to wear. So I was wondering, you don't by any chance have any of Maha Chang's new summer line just lying around?
Not at the moment, but I can make a call for you.
Thank you.
If you could do a favor for me.
Anything.
Carly is trying to punish Sonny by taking Morgan away. Can you stop that from happening?
I have nothing but the utmost respect and admiration for you. Maybe you noticed. So that is why I'm going to be very blunt. Do not get in between Sonny and Carly. The two of them together are like Tierra del Fuego, which is an archipelago.
I know where the Tierra del Fuego is, Diane. I fail to see the connection with Sonny's custody situation, really. You're starting to sound like Spinelli.
If I may be allowed to finish, Tierra del Fuego is constantly storm-tossed. It's an incessant battle between inclement weather and hostile terrain, and ships are frequently wrecked on the rocks. Carly is the irresistible force. Sonny is the immovable object. And you, my dear friend, are the three-masted schooner that's about to be dashed to pieces.
Have you been staying up late watching Master and Commander?
Since my association with Max, I have infinitely better things to do with my evenings than watch Russell Crowe movies, and you are deliberately missing the point. Sonny and Carly may hate each other now, but inevitably they will find their way back to one another. They always do.
Diane, it's me. Yeah, I got a meeting tomorrow morning. Shouldn't take more than an hour. Can you bring by the papers? I want them signed and filed with the court before lunch.
If you're trying to print me by filing for custody of Morgan, you're wasting your time.
Morgan's already lost Michael. Last thing I want to do is cause him any more pain by taking away his mother. He needs you. I know how much he needs you, but he needs his father, too.
He needs a father who won't get him shot, Sonny, and that's not you. No matter how badly you want it to be.
What if you're wrong? What if I can keep Morgan and keep him safe?
So I'm finding it very difficult to focus on this miracle of life growing inside of me because the person who is responsible for helping me to create said miracle, also, I guess, the baby's father, even though he has no interest in doing any actual parenting, is being downright unreasonable and suffocating. I mean, I thought the whole purpose of being a single mother was so that I didn't have to raise this child with anyone else and without any interference. But you keep interfering. Go away!
Are you sure about this?
Robin's not the only one that has something to say. Hold that steady. I'm gonna do the rest.
Okay, dude, are you sure for you?
Okay.
All right. Action whenever you go, just do it.
I'm going to be a father. Those are words I never thought I would say. See, I had a plan for my life, and then being a dad wasn't part of it. Then one night, a broken condom, and voila, I've got a kid on the way. And then that's why I'm going to start this blog, to reach out and build a community with all you other soon-to-be fathers who aren't sure you're ready to be fathers, but are trying to step up and take responsibility to be supportive and reasonable, to try and do the right thing. But that doesn't matter, as you probably already know. See, we're damned either way. Because a woman carrying our baby, who was more than a little willful and controlling to start with, has now gone into hormonal overdrive and is losing her damn mind.
You have a point. I don't know anything about you. I know even less about your late fiancé, so why don't you tell me something?
Don't patronize me.
I'm not. I honestly want to know what made her so special.
Anything I say about her right now will just sound trite, so...
Try me, Nicholas. I mean, she's obviously very beautiful.
Okay, fine. She knew me better than I knew myself. There you go.
Well, how did you meet her? Come on, I'm trapped in this bed. Tell me stories.
All right. We met through my brother.
The cop.
The cop. She was a friend of his. And she was in love with me when she was just a teenager. But I was sure that I would only ever think of her as just a friend. But I was an idiot. I threw away too much time that we had together. Yeah. I mean, I have a beautiful son.
You do?
Mm-hmm. All the money I could ever want. But it doesn't matter. Because I don't have her.
We'll give it some time. You never know who you're gonna meet.
Even if I were to fall in love again, it would pale in comparison to what I had with her. She was my whole life.
Father doesn't deserve my loyalty. Just an obsession to him. It's got nothing to do with love or concern.
What about Claudia? What is she gonna think when you throw away your inheritance to testify against your father?
Well, the time is right. I'll tell her the truth. That my inheritance, it's not worth your life or hers. I'm never gonna let my father hurt anyone again.
You're not in this alone.
Your world will never be safe for Morgan any more than it was safe for Michael.
I'm gonna change how I do things now.
Is this wishful thinking part 2? Doesn't matter if you make another truce with the Zakaras or if you put 3 guards on Morgan. It's not gonna change. It's not enough.
You won't need any guards anymore. You know, I'm not gonna need any guards.
Come on. In your business, you always need protection. That's the way it is. Kill or be killed, and we can't let that happen to Morgan.
He won't be a target if I leave the organization. I'm gonna get out. And I'm gonna stay out, and I'm gonna prove to you that I can keep Morgan safe.